140 feet really makes a splat. This thing seems to be in the way. Grab this one today because it's much quieter. Oh, so close. I'm not gonna get so lucky on this one. Yeah, that's not gonna work one. Oh, it did. It did work one-handed. It is time today for the truck's first detailing for harvest. First and most likely the last.
Soak.
Yes, sir. She's getting bathed. All right, Kyle. Well, we'll leave you to it.
Thank you.
Something that should be done way more often than it gets done. Oh yeah. It's always a mystery where these sunglasses are going to be. Kyle working on the trucks and something like that. He works best when we're not around, so let him do his thing. Dad and I, guys, are still here working hard, trying to get things finished up for us. So two of the projects that we were coming over here to do, we can't do. But there's flashing in the bins that we can still replace. So we're going to do that real quick and then get out of these guys' way. Make sure to turn the lights on so we can see our work. Does that help any? Well, it's the best I can do. You guys can see our issue. We've got a couple pieces of flashing here that are completely rusted off the sidewall. That's what they're supposed to look like. Good.
I don't know what makes it.
Is it
where the fan's
It's
at?
always where the fan transition comes in. It always seems to rust right above them.
Yeah.
Don't know why. I did, but there's another one.
Are you serious? There's another one back there?
There's two.
Oh, that bites.
Well, that sucks. There's more than one nut on it. That worked really well until we found out that there was another bolt underneath it. And there's no way for us to get that cutting wheel onto that one. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and find which bolts these are from the outside, and we're going to cut the heads off the outside and pull them through. Definitely did.
Yeah.
Well, we found it. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So literally all the ones on the transition. Jeez, Dad.
You can't control it.
Oh, Well, that made things a little easier. Yeah. All right, well, we found some nuts and bolts that we think will work to replace the 5 we cut out. So Dad's gonna feed them through from the outside. Let's get these on and move on to the next project. Yeah. All right, well, it's an easy fix. Makes it look a whole lot better. And probably a whole lot more secure too. Well, I'm pretty sure that was the only section of flashing that actually needed replaced. The rest of what I see might just be an occasional, these all look pretty good. An occasional screw like this one. Just the occasional screw that isn't quite tight enough. So just tighten her back down. All right, other than that, this bin looks good. I'm gonna run through the others real quick and just see if any of them need tightened down. All right, guys, well, next project's going to require a harness. If I can remember how to put it on. Aha. There we go. I am headed up there. Yeah, don't climb the wrong leg. That would suck. Normally we've got wasp nests clear up there that I gotta fight, but because there's no way I'm going to record on my way up, I am headed for, where's my finger? There it is. That platform right there. And I'll let you guys know why when I get up there. Alright, well, I'm on platform 3 out of 4. I'm almost there, but thought I'd stop and take a minute to our new flop valve. This one goes to the overhead, and that's where you'll flop it and we'll distribute to the other bin, our wet holding. So obviously nice and shiny. This is part of all the new stuff that they've been putting in. First time I've been up and close with it, and it looks really good. All right, well, I made it. And I don't know if you can tell, there's a wasp, there's a wasp. There's one that just buzzed my head right there. I don't like wasps to begin with, so the fact that they're buzzing around my head 140 plus feet in the air does not give me very warm fuzzies. This is why I'm up here. Give you guys a little rundown of what we got here. So this is the dryer leg, which dumps into this pipe, goes into our main distributor, which is fed from our main leg on the left side. Dryer leg feeds the right side, and then that's where we select from down below which bin it goes to. Looks like a spider web of piping. And then our new bin. Right there where those pink flags are, that's where Dad's gonna start marking out that's where we're gonna put those propane tanks. So, the fact that this never gets ran while we're unloading all of the corn bins. Corn has something that's called bees wings in it. It's the little red fuzzy things that fly all over the place when you're harvesting and running trucks and everything. Well, when we're unloading grain, we use that leg, dumps into the distributor, and somehow bees wings literally will float up here. This all gets packed full of bees wings. So every year, the first time we go to start up the dryer, dump hot corn into here. It literally just plugs it up and then sends it back down the leg. So what we've done the past few years is we just come up here before we ever even start, pull this lid off, make sure everything's cleaned out before we start. As you can tell, that's what all of this is from. So, time to get my wrenches out, get this plate off, and see what kind of nasty mess I've got in there. It's gnarly! Okay, well, guys, I am not interested in touching this because if you have ever dealt with rotting corn, rotting grain, you will literally smell for days. Watch out below. This is the fun part, the not so fun part. Alright, we're gonna try this. I got a little cleanup down below now. Oh well, that's good enough. Time to get this bolted back and get off this leg. You guys want a quick look around while I'm up here? That right there, that's my house. Well, I made it down safely, but what I threw down made a nasty mess. But I didn't know what else to do. I didn't want to leave it up there sitting on that metal grating. You're not getting much rock moved.
I just now got it somewhat square.
Somewhat square.
So I wanted you to look at it before I started putting plastic down.
Looks like a square. Is it square with 41? Did you measure it?
Well, I tried to line this up with the edge of the bin. And like we said, eventually we'd like to have it all stoned anyway, so it's not really going to matter.
Yeah. So the only thing we were told with this pad, being where we're putting the propane tanks, is we had to be 25 feet from any ignition source. So they consider that motor for that bin fan an ignition source. So we're at least 25 feet this way. And then same thing for that bin fan. We're not worried about that humidity burner since we don't use those anymore. But the motor is still an ignition source. So we're 25 feet that way.
Seriously?
What?
It's going to be wide enough?
Oh yeah!
Well. Yeah, good. Spike here.
Alright, we got 2 shovels.
One shovel.
Get to scooping. Oh, I was giving you one for each hand. Ugh, wouldn't that suck back in the day? That's what we got equipment for these days. Only about 20 more scoops. The goal with this pad, other than obviously just a sturdy base for the tanks, we want to build it up so there's no grass or anything we have to maintain under the tanks, as well as elevate the tanks just a few inches or so. That way any kind of rainwater doesn't sit around the tanks. Everything flows away from the tanks. Start somewhere in here. Right there, yep. And then back up. Beautiful! Well, I'd say that pad will do just fine. Gas company wanted at least a 16 by 16 pad, and I'm pretty sure that one's almost 21 by 21, so plenty big enough. 3 tanks there. They're gonna have to trench, and then they're gonna trench under this fan, and right there's our inlet for the dryer. As far as I know, on our end, Jipville's ready, isn't it?
Yeah, I think we're pretty well ready.
All right. I like it. You want a little update on our truck? Well, last time I checked, after sitting here for the few days that it has, there's absolutely no coolant in the reservoir. And the oil dipstick is completely full and extremely milky, to the point where it makes us question whether it'll run long enough to get home to the shop, to get it away from Jipville. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. We're gonna piggyback off the last video with the Pennsylvanian mushroom fact, but over half of the world's peanuts come from which state? Anybody know? Georgia. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you haven't already. And as always, we'll see you in the next one.